Hi, everyone, and welcome to another week with Antoinette Inglekay from Soaring to Source live training. So excited to have you all here, whether you're listening to me live or on, later on this today or this week. So we're going to get going. We're going to be talking today. I have a lot to talk about. It's about the healing power of love, and it is an amazing power. And so ancient wisdom has always, I did it again, sorry, did not put this on vibrate. So um, ancient wisdom has known that the soul is, or the heart is the seat of the soul. And when you're connected to your soul that's in your heart, that means that you're feeling more of the love, the compassion, the gratitude. When you're disconnected from your soul, that means that feelings that are that you're feeling in your heart are going to be the fear, the shame, the anger. And so we obviously want to be more connected to the soul, because that's when we can heal, is when we are connected with our soul. And those darker feelings, the feelings of fear and shame. Now, you know that, fear can be a good thing. If you're walking across the street and you see a car not slowing down, the fear is going to cause you to hopefully run to the sidewalk. So fear can be a good thing, but it's still toxic during that period of time that you felt it. But it could be good because it could have just saved your life. When it's not in a position of really saving your life and you're being controlled by it, then that it's not so good for you, and it's disconnecting you from your source. And when you're disconnected, it's going to appear in your body, in your physical body, as a disease. And so a lot of people, I don't know if you've heard this, I have, but a lot. But when you're out of ease, then you are diseased or diseased. So, and we don't want to be diseased, right? So we need to figure out how to reconnect with our soul, which is pure love. And, we talk a lot in society about removing toxins from our body. We talk about detoxing, right? But when we talk about it, we're always talking about it from a physical point of view, from, the GMOs and the chemicals, the pesticides, and all that kind of stuff, lead and, all kinds of heavy metals, physically detoxing. My microbiome plan has a detox in it. So it is important for your physical body to be detoxed, but it's just as important, if not more important, to have you detox from these toxic feelings like fear, shame, pain, anger. There is definitely a rise in diseases, cancer and diabetes, autoimmune diseases, and I do believe that both of these pieces are causal factors, not just the GMOs and the pesticides and that type of stuff, but also what's affecting is these darker feelings. Now, why is it that the people that want to control other people use fear as a mechanism? Well, the reason why they use fear as a mechanism is because it's a primal feeling. It's in your first brain. And I promise I won't geek out too much on you here, but you have three brains. You have your primal, your emotions, and your thinking. So those are the three brains that are in the one brain. And when you can get a hold of that fear, you can control somebody like that. So that is why people, when they want to control other people, they use fear to do it. And, some people, I've seen people talk about, well, you can control fear through thoughts, and it's possible. But here's the problem. The problem is that here's where the thoughts are happening. You have to get through the emotions to get to the primal. All right. So we really do need to bring in the heart to get into the feeling part of the brain, and we need to bring that in through well. I bring it in through heart math. So, I've talked about heart math a lot, and I've talked about how, how heart math helps you move from a darker side of your emotions over to the lighter side of your emotions. And the one emotion that can really, really have an impact on fear is love. Love is the most powerful high frequency type feeling that's out there. And it's the one thing that can rebalance all of us. And so we really need to get in touch with love, and bring that into our heart. And courage is also needed, but courage is secondary. You don't want to bring courage in as a primary emotion when it comes to fear, because courage is going to want to conquer fear, and conquering fear means you're going to bring more fear to you because you're pushing against the fear. So don't do that. But courage is necessary to get to the love. Right. So we need to use it on the positive side and say, we need to be able to bring this love into our hearts through courage, and in order to see some real impact and changes in ourselves, and moving the fear along. So when we are healed, and when we are truly when we're truly connected to light, and we're truly connected to love, and that is the healing aspect, but we have the ability to actually infect others, and that's really cool. So when people are the people that are working with me, the ones that are making the major changes, I showed one in a past training where she was here in a darker place, and then 4 weeks later, this is where she's at, and she's continued with me because of the massive changes that she has seen. But the one quality that she had that I only have a couple of my clients that have this quality, and that is they recognize that they have to heal first, that they are the most important thing that has to heal. And if they can't heal, they can't help anybody else in their lives. They put themselves as the number one priority. And that's what you have to do, is you have to put yourself number one. Because if you don't heal yourself, you have no chance of helping anybody else. And that includes your kids, and that includes your spouse, your partner, your parents. You have to heal yourself. What happens? So there was a quote that was I actually posted in the group, and it was from an Indian spiritual master who's actually considered to be a saint. I hope I don't butcher his name. It's Sai Baba, and I'm gonna say what he says about love, because I absolutely love it. So he says, "Love one another and help others to rise to the higher levels simply by pouring out love. Love is infectious and the greatest healing energy." And I so believe in this. So putting yourself number one and having yourself heal, well, now you can help heal other people. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. I do want to talk about, I kind of touched on it a little bit, on how society is actually polarizing us. And it's polarizing us through, TV news and podcasts. And it's making us angry at other people that things that we're seeing, road rage and just all kinds of things that are going on out there, huge negative force. And what's happened is they polarized us so much on the negative feelings that, here's the love and the compassion way down here. We need to be here. Everything needs to be balanced. There needs to be a homeostasis, right? There, the yin and the yang. And with it being so polarized the way it is right now, it's waking up a lot of people. And a lot of people are saying, this isn't okay. I don't like feeling this way. And they're out there and they're looking for ways to heal themselves. And that's a really good thing, because when just one person heals themselves, they heal a couple of more, and then those people can heal a couple of more, and it can continue going. And this is kind of what happened to me back in 2020. And I think a lot of us kind of fell off the wagon, if you would, in 2020 when it came to fear. And it was like, bits and pieces were being taken away, and I didn't even recognize what was really going on. I didn't see that I was lowering my vibrational level, that I was lowering myself by, watching the news because I wanted to know what was going on, and by listening to these podcasts and all this stuff. And I was really lowering my energy to a point where I didn't like who I was becoming. I didn't like who I was. It was the point where at my husband's venue, we would have these events that this one guy threatened to take my husband out and beat him up. And we were talking about needing security at the venue. And we had never been in that position where we thought we needed security at the venue. And I remember this one time I'm talking to my coach, and she's like, "What's going on with the two of you? This is not normal. You guys usually have you always have some uplifting stories and things that are going on at the venue. Where are the two of you at that you're drawing this kind of experiences to you? And that was like, a nice little velvet hammer hitting me over the head. But I needed to hear that I was doing it. My husband and I were drawing those experiences to us. And so she gave me an assignment, and I needed to. My assignment was meditate 3 times a day and use heart math techniques at least once an hour. And so I set the timer, and I'm doing exactly what what she said. And my vibrational level started changing. I started moving up in the vibrational platforms, and I started feeling better. I stopped watching the TV news. I stopped listening to the podcasts. I do listen to podcasts. I listen to healing podcasts. If you want to know what podcasts I listen to, comment and I will let you know. So the but my coach really helped me to see what was going on in my life and what needed to be changed. And since then, since 2021, we've been having some amazing events at Deep Space because we're drawing those kind of people back to us again. And we're really, really loving our events. 2022 was amazing. We've had some amazing things happening in 2023, and it's because I listened to my coach and I brought my vibrational level back up where it needed to be. And I'm back in coherence. And because I'm back in coherence, my husband is back in coherence. Now, here's the cool thing that HeartMath has a study out. Well, they've got lots of studies out there, but this one study I want to talk about, they had 5 people in a room, and I believe it was 5 people. 3 of them knew how to get into coherence. The other 2 did not. They had everybody hooked up and to machines, and they were, monitoring the heart rate, the pattern, the coherence, and all that fun stuff. They had those 3 people. They said, okay, I want you 3 to go into coherence. And when they went into coherence, it just took a few minutes. It didn't, maybe 5 minutes at the most. It didn't take very long. The 2 people who did not know heart math, who did not know the techniques, went into coherence as well. So this is why it has to start with you. You need to heal yourself. My husband doesn't, he knows I walk him through some stuff, but he doesn't practice on a daily basis. But you can see his energy is a lot different today than it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when we were having those negative events at Deep Space. And now, we're having great things happen because we're both at a coherent level, because I can have an impact on him. And when he is more incoherent, he can have impacts on other people. And this just keeps going out exponentially because, sooner or later somebody asks me about it, and then they become a client of mine, or they can go and find a coach that they resonate with. I don't care. I just want people to become more coherent. I want this love energy to rise. I don't want love down here and fear having more control over us like it does today. So when we are kinder and when we are more compassionate with each other, and we start this process, we can actually reverse the effects that's going on out there. We can reverse the effect of the momentum of this fear. And this is critical. This is like my goal. This is my vision. This is what I want to accomplish in life, is I want to help to reverse this momentum of fear. And it starts with the individual. It starts with the individual having the heartfelt commitment to do it. And I believe that we are in a really great time, because for millennia, I think is the word, people have used to control society. People have used fear, and we have never tried to use peace, love, and compassion, not to control people, but to have a peaceful existence on earth. And I believe the pressure is so high for change because of this huge imbalance, and that we need to get back into balance again, that is waking people up like nothing else. And so I do believe this is kind of the time of our lives. This is exciting. This is, being able to prove that love and peace and compassion actually have more power than fear, shame, and pain. So, anyhow, can you tell how excited I am? All right. So but like I keep saying, the change does need to start with you. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this training, and I don't know even remember what I wrote up for next week's training, so we'll just all be surprised next week. And you do know how to get a hold of me if you want to be a part of this tribe that's going to get everyone back, get everyone into love and compassion, and really see that this is the true path to peace. All right. Okay. So thanks for joining, and we will see you next week.